What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLorean here. Welcome back to a brand new video. And today what I want to do is talk about and discuss every Chucky episode 8 cliffhanger and season 2 teaser. So the first one I want to talk about and discuss is the Andy truck full of Chucky / good guy dolls and the Tiffany / the bride dolls return. So as we saw near the end of episode 8, basically before Tiffany had all the Chucky dolls and the Chucky or the UPS or delivery truck shipped off to an airport to have all the Chucky dolls, and obviously the Tiffany doll also that we did see was revealed near the end of episode 8 also. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But before she can have all the Chucky dolls shipped in the delivery truck to the airport to have shipped all around the world to cause mayhem and anarchy all around the world, to have constant murders around the world with multiple Chuckies, we had Andy swoop in and basically thwart Tiffany's plan and basically save the entire day in the world by basically stealing the truck and driving off, basically flipping her off, which I thought was really funny, and giving one last look at our kids for the season, which unfortunately was his first time meeting the kids, but don't worry, I'm pretty sure we'll get a meeting between the kids and Andy and Kyle in season 2, which I really can't wait for. But basically, before Andy could get the truck to somewhere to destroy all the Chucky dolls, the truck, and everything, that's all the contents and everything that are in the truck, like the Chucky dolls, the good guy dolls, Tiffany pulls a reverse Uno card on Andy, and basically it shows up in the back of the truck with a gun and points it at him, but not as Tiffany human form, but as Tiffany the doll, or the bride Tiffany doll, which was a fucking bomb cliffhanger and a bomb twist in the episode. And I guess you could even say a bomb cameo, which I did mention in one of my other videos before the episode to premiere, that we would be getting a cameo or big cameos in the episode. And that was basically the first cliffhanger of the episode. Basically, Andy, before he could take the truck to destroy all the Chucky dolls and the good guy dolls, his own plan was thwarted by the bride / Tiffany doll version of obviously Tiffany, which I thought was a really good cliffhanger, and obviously it will hopefully be touched upon in season 2, and will hopefully pick up right where we left off from season 1, and they won't pull a Cult of Chucky all the way to the Chucky series, which a lot of people did complain about. Was basically they never got to see how Kyle got Andy out of the insane asylum, or the asylum, which a lot of people did complain about. It was basically kind of, I guess you could say, not really a continuity error, but they kind of didn't really show, and they kind of just cut it out of the story entirely. So I hope they don't pull it down, that we actually pick up right where we left off with Andy and the bride doll, and show him getting away from Tiffany, the bride doll version, which I do wonder how he's going to get himself out of that situation, since obviously the bride Tiffany doll has a gun pointed right at him, and obviously he's going to have to do something to get rid of these trucks, or the truck full of good guy and Chucky dolls, and obviously the Tiffany doll at the exact same time without being shot or killed. Honestly, I do think this is going to take place within the first 2 episodes, where basically Andy gets away from the Tiffany doll, and maybe he won't even end up destroying the truck full of Chucky dolls, and that will be the big thing that sets off season 2, is basically he gets away, doesn't destroy the Chucky dolls, unfortunately, because of obviously the bride doll version of Tiffany, but at least he gets away safely, and that's, I guess, all that matters. Or maybe even the Tiffany or bride doll version of obviously Tiffany maybe takes him hostage throughout the season, and maybe uses him to help her get the Chucky dolls to different places, kind of like Andy helped Chucky in the first Child's Play movie by basically taking him to all the locations to kill. Or maybe she even has Andy take her to the airport to have all the Chucky / good guy dolls shipped all over the world, which would be really cool, kind of. It'd be really scary, obviously, for the rest of the world and for Andy, obviously. But like I said, I do hope they pick up right where we left off in season 2. The next cliffhanger, our season 2 teaser I did want to talk about, is Jake, Devon, Lexy, and Miss Fairchild, aka Glenda. So yet again, near the end of the episode, we basically had Jake, Devon, and Lexy and Miss Fairchild at a graveyard or cemetery, basically giving their respects or sharing their respects and kind of mourning for the loss of Junior, Jake's father, Logan, and basically all the people they lost throughout the season, while we kind of had a bit of an epilogue of basically talking about everything that's recapping everything that's happened throughout the season. But some very interesting things that were mentioned in this epilogue when Jake and Devon and Lexy were all speaking near the end of the episode, is that Jake did mention Miss Fairchild, and we did get to see Miss Fairchild basically sitting and leaning up against a car, which I'm not sure if this was a specific car, maybe Tiffany's car or someone else's car, or if the car even really means anything. But Jake did mention something about Miss Fairchild. I did forget what it was that he directly mentioned her. Maybe we need to tell Miss Fairchild, or we she won't even believe us, or something like that. But he did mention her. We did see Miss Fairchild with them at this cemetery, which is a very, very weird thing, because the last time we did see Miss Fairchild, I think, was in episode 6 or 7 in an interrogation or a police interrogation room with Devon's mother, the detective, and last we saw of her, she was just sitting in there, possibly about to be prosecuted or thrown in prison. So it really does make me wonder what happened. How did she, obviously it was most most likely proven to not be like, you know, Miss Fairchild to do all the murders, and maybe she got released. But why is she all of a sudden with Jake, Devon, and Lexy at the cemetery, and just how are they all of a sudden in contact? Which this does make me think kind of that, like, you know, Glenda or Miss Fairchild did go out of her way to find Jake, Devon, and Lexy, maybe to go to mourn with them, but there obviously is something more to that than just obviously Miss Fairchild drove them to the cemetery to, like, you know, mourn for their losses. There definitely is more to it than that, which I really can't wait to see where they pick up in, like, you know, season 2, because Don Mancini never mentioned Glenda being in season 1 or even in season 1 at all, but he did mention that he did want to have her and obviously Glenn, or I think only Glenda, sometime in season 2 and to build off the character and really build the character and, like, you know, show where, like, you know, he and she's been left off with ever since Seed of Chucky. And also Tiffany did mention Glenda inside this episode when basically she was setting up the bombs and the traps all around the house to trap Andy before he could come save Devon and all of the other people. Is basically, I think when Devon, or no, it was Junior, basically when Tiffany was taking out the bombs, Junior said, I think it was Junior said, "What's that?" And she was like, "You like it? My dear Glenda gave it to me. It's like, you know, such good style." Which obviously they would just not name drop Glenda just randomly if they, like, you know, we knew we would not be getting her sometime soon, or not really soon, since obviously season 2 is a full year away, or not really a full year away, but a few months away, so, you know, not soon. But they would never name drop Glenda just by, like, you know, if they weren't teasing towards something to happen in the future in obviously season 2. The next thing I want to talk about is Kyle's survival in season 1 and, like, going into season 2. So as we did see near the opening, or kind of like, you know, the first 30 minutes of episode 8, before Kyle and Andy could go into the house to save Devon from Chucky, Nica, Junior, and, like, you know, all of them, Kyle did unfortunately end up tripping a bomb or one of the laser bombs off and everything, and it exploded the house, or Tiffany and Charles Lee Ray's, or, like, you know, Chucky's old house. And throughout the episode, it was slowly revealed time and time again who did survive that explosion between Devon, Andy, and Kyle. Obviously, Devon was the first to show up, like, you know, proving that he was alive to Jake. Then Andy showed up, obviously proving he was alive to all three, Jake, Devon, and Lexy. But then near the very end of the episode, while Jake, Devon, and Lexy and Miss Fairchild are sitting at the graveyard, basically mourning the loss of all the people, and obviously the whole Glenda tease, we did see Kyle's leather glove hand slap up against a tree, obviously proving that she's alive, but very heavily wounded. And I do really hope yet again it picks up right from where season 1 episode 8 left off, and basically shows them, like, you know, going over to save Kyle. And it does show near the very end that obviously Kyle survived the house explosion, which was a very, very big cliffhanger, and obviously teased towards season 2 of what, like, you know, her character has to offer in season 2, which will obviously be being very heavily wounded. Now, I did kind of think this a little bit. This can be Kyle, and it obviously does make sense for it to be Kyle, since obviously Kyle has a lot of leather on and just all of that. But it could be another character, but yet again, I really do think it's Kyle. Obviously, I was thinking for a second, what if it's Andy's mom? What if it's, like, you know, Mike the detective? But yet again, I'm really assuming it's Kyle, and, like, that basically this ending proved that she is alive. Moving on to the last and final season 1 episode 8 cliffhanger and season 2 tease, we have Nica and Tiffany, and they're kind of ending. Now, I saved this one for last, since this is obviously an extremely dark, twisted, and fucked up cliffhanger season 2 tease, and just ending to a season in general. As we did see near the end of the episode, basically what Tiffany did to Nica was she cut off and amputated her arms and legs to make sure if she had ever turned into Chucky again, that she could not, or Chucky could not basically attack Tiffany and try to, like, you know, kill her. So she basically amputated and cut off Nica's arms and legs, which was obviously an extremely dark and fucked up ending, especially seeing Nica's, like, you know, reaction when she was basically crying her eyes out, obviously terrified of what Tiffany did to her. Now, obviously, I'm not sure if they're really going to explore Nica all that much in season 2. I'm kind of kidding on that one. Obviously, they are, because obviously it would just be really dumb to just say, yep, that's the end of the character, they're dead and gone. Because I'll be perfectly honest, and a lot of people, like, you know, been commenting this in my comment section, and even post about talking about episode 8 and Nica, and, like, you know, in general, is people have been saying Nica just has had a rough, like, ever since she was introduced in Curse of Chucky to, like, you know, Chucky the series, now this season finale of season 1 episode 8, is she has just had it really rough and just has never had a single break or a happy day in her life. So to see her like this is obviously an extremely dark and twisted cliffhanger ending and tease towards season 2 and, like, you know, season 1 episode 8 in general. And we were suspecting in episode 8 that she would get that happy ending, but that really didn't happen. She ended up getting an even fucked up and more dark and twisted ending. Just Just damn you, Don Mancini, why'd you have to do this to people? And what's funny is even when talking about episode 8, the cast even did say, yeah, this was a very dark ending for Nica. Now, I will make a full theory video on what I do think will happen for Nica in season 2 later on, like, you know, sometime in the coming weeks, since I do have a very interesting, very reaching, but definitely very interesting theory on what they will do with Nica in season 2. But that was another one of the cliffhangers and, like, you know, season 2 teasers in season 1, episode 8, and the cliffhanger or the finale of season 1 with episode 8 and Affair to Dismember. So that was all I really want to talk about in today's video, which was basically every cliffhanger and season 2 teaser that was found in episode 8, aka the season 1 finale and Affair to Dismember. Make sure to comment down below what cliffhanger and, like, you know, season 2 teaser surprised you the most. Was it Andy being, like, you know, basically Uno card flipped a reverse card by, like, you know, the Tiffany bride doll and that whole return? Because I'm not even gonna lie, that fucking surprised the shit out of me. I knew that doll was gonna return in general, like, you know, the bride and Tiffany doll eventually. And obviously there's gonna, like, you know, we did get, like, you know, lots of tip-offs that there would be, like, you know, lots of cameos or some cameos in, like, you know, the season finale episode 8. And obviously Tiffany bride doll was on my mind, but to see it, like, you know, finally on screen again and, like, you know, it's kind of new quality and upgraded quality was definitely a huge surprise for me. Or was it the Jake, Devon, and Lexy kind of cliffhanger ending with obviously the possible nod towards Glenda appearing in season 2 of Miss Fairchild being Glenda, which, like I said, I'm very hyped for and to see, to finally explore this character in the first time since Seed of Chucky all those years ago. Or was it Kyle's survival, which, like I said, with a lot of these cliffhangers in season 2 teasers, I really do hope they pick up right where we left off, or very, very close to where we left off in season 1, episode 8 and all of that. Or was it the Nica and Tiffany, a very dark ending cliffhanger that kind of got you excited, or kind of, like, you know, was your favorite, which I can't see why it was your favorite since, like I said, it was very dark. So make sure to comment down below what was your favorite, or, like, you know, most jaw-dropping, or, like, you know, best cliffhanger that got you excited for season 2, because there were lots in here that really get me hyped for season 2, which we will unfortunately not be getting for quite a long time now, which I will be talking about another video for season 2 and all of that information, all the information that we have, like, you know, regarding it so far. But yeah, like I said, that was all I wanted to talk about. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Chucky content and more horror content in general, such as breakdowns, theories, reviews, and explaining videos. I do have a lot of really big videos in the works that I hope you guys are really excited for. I'm personally really excited for them, such as the What Happened After the Child's Play franchise, like, you know, series, a bunch of horror movie reviews slash, like, you know, video essays. I really do want to do a Gremlins video essay, Christmas special for obviously Christmas in December this month. So yeah, make sure to stick around for that. And yeah, I will see you guys all later. If you guys enjoyed today's video, and yeah, peace out, my amigos, and peace out.